Could we talk about the conduct of your actions, particularly what people are seeing all over the world, which really seems, if you look at the images, reckless, really heavy-handed, and to the point that members of the international community are saying this is crossing into crimes against humanity. They cite, as we said from the start, the bombing of residential areas, the hitting of hospitals, the hitting of schools. What do you say to people when they say that, if for a country that purports to just want stability and confidence, this is really unconscionable and unjustifiable?
You're talking about very important arguments about how the truth could be converted in a different way. We are witnessing a real information war against my country, against the position of my government, of my president. I think that many mass media outlets, and including, unfortunately, the Philippine ones, are taking into consideration only one position. And they are talking about crime and crime. They are talking about some bombing. But, for example, because we can speak about the general approach, but I'd like to be more precise and to point out some concrete example of what has happened now in Donbass, for example. Why the media, Western media, kept silent on the events that had happened on March 14 in Donetsk, when Ukrainian forces hit a residential area with a very powerful .U tactical missile with a cluster munition warhead prohibited under international law. There are not only the photos, but also video confirming them. The missiles landed on the peaceful city and killed more than 20 people and seriously wounded 37, including children, women, and civilians. So no image, no video, no mention about this fact. For example, the same maternity hospital. We just tell many times that we are targeting only military infrastructure. But the Western media was quick to report on the events that the atrocity committed by the Russian army, leaving women and child burned under the rubbles.
But sir, we have seen images of apartment blocks exploding and as well apartment blocks turned into rubble. And they don't seem to be military facilities. So unless you're telling us that those are faked images, how do we explain those?
No, I've just said that information could be shown in only one way. Unfortunately, from the Western angle, from the Western corner. And you are not talking about, for example, millions of people that left Ukraine within these 8 years.
Mr. Ambassador, let me acknowledge you there. If you're saying that the coverage of this invasion is not equal to the coverage of the campaigns in Donbass, I think that's fair for you to complain about. And that's something for media to confront whether or not they have been fair. We will acknowledge that. But let's put that aside because we're talking about Russia's actions right now in Ukraine, heading into all the major cities from Kharkiv to Kiev. You've made your point about media coverage, and now we just want to talk about media coverage of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. We will acknowledge your concern about fairness, and that I think that's fair for something to criticize media, whether they've covered all other wars equally. But let's talk about Russia's actions in Ukraine right now, and whether or not you believe that the images that we're referring to, and the scenes that we're saying, and the scenes that now it seems Russian media people inside Russia are acknowledging, but they are saying they cannot report it, are all of these fake in your mind?
You are another time, once upon a time, telling about the covering of this news, but in very fake manner. I think that we should recognize that the truth should be objective. That is why
So is it
we
your
should
contention?
balance the information and your people, the Filipino population, Filipino public, should receive all our arguments, Western and Russia maybe, but to understand and to finally find out the truth, you have the whole information. Unfortunately, it's impossible to create this atmosphere to freedom of speech, free access to information. That is why we are here and to promote our cooperation in the field of information cooperation, information interaction.